Welcome to episode 4 of the 50-yard line. I'm Camden Doris here with Mustang Football. We're here with head coach Matt Hoover. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good.
It's been a little bit since we've gotten to talk last. We visited with some of the highlighted players from Press Pass Sports last episode, and that allowed you to get a couple of scrimmages under your belt. How do you feel like the Spearman scrimmage went, and then into playing last night up at Gruber again? How did those go, you think?
I thought they both went pretty good for the most part. You always experience some things early on in the year that
Right.
you see a big growth, and that's one of the things I noticed from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage is we had lots of growth. The first scrimmage we had some communication breakdowns, both offensively and defensively. So, and I felt like after the Gruber scrimmage, we did a lot better job of doing that.
Right. Had a live quarter last night against Gruber.
Yeah, and it was good. We moved the ball really well. I think, if I haven't even gotten to that part of it yet, but once we get the plays, everything input and all that, I'm going to say Julius probably was close to 100 yards in that quarter.
Oh, wow.
And he really didn't have a whole lot of carries. He had some big chunk plays. I mean, I think the first play he took it 10 or 15 yards.
Right.
A couple plays later, he goes 20 yards and then 30 yards, and then it's a scrimmage, so everything's pretty much scripted. So
yeah,
you get in the red zone area,
things you want to work on.
Yeah, you're working on stuff you want to work on instead of, hey, let's go score right here.
Right.
And so that drive fizzled out. The defense came away with a takeaway and a score.
Oh, good.
Right after that, so that was good.
Off a screen, freshman Israel Andrade got the pick six
off the screen. So that was really good. And then we got the ball back, and we were able to, drive again. I think we fumbled the next time, but it was kind of one of those that I'm not really sure.
Go to official review, maybe.
Official review wasn't going to happen. But no, I felt like we played a lot more physical on both sides of the ball against Gruber than we did against Spearman, and you're going to have that week to week. And next week after we play Highland Park, it's going to be we're going to feel the same thing. We're getting better as we're going along here, and so I've been really pleased with the energy from the kids and the support we've gotten from everybody, and I'm looking for really good things to come for us.
Yeah, that's always what you want to see. You always want to see the uphill climb.
Yeah,
so it's time to peak.
I don't want to peak. You never want to peak week one.
No, absolutely not. No, you had you just talked about the breakdowns and just the learning curve coming in. New offensive coordinator with Coach Mitchell Lowrance, and he's been around, but stepping into that new role. And I've liked what we've seen so far, and those guys seem to be responding well and just learning, not essentially a new offense a little bit from last year, but just communication deals are going to happen, especially early.
It's really kind of a combination of the last 3 years. There's a little bit of kind of it all, and the kids are handling it well. One of the things I thought we did so much better job this against Gruber was our perimeter blocking from our receivers and guys getting downfield, and that's why those runs that we had in the live quarter were popping.
Yeah.
They weren't 6-yard plays. They were, 15, 20-yard plays.
Right.
And that's team football, and we're doing a good job of doing it.
Definitely what you want to see. You want to see you got some athletic linemen and like you said, your receivers, but also I see that those guys responding, like you said, that team football responding well to each other, and that's what you want to see is that build, especially this early.
Oh yeah, and I think we're just going to continue to get better and better. Some of those young guys stepped in. Like when we got to the quarter part, I think I got something over the headsets. Why is Julius not in?
Oh yeah.
We've seen Julius play for the last 4 years. We know what he can do. So I wanted to get Chris in that situation where he can go out there and see what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And he sprung one for 15 right out the gate. So it's good that we have some options like him. He was a kid we moved up late in the district last year because we had some guys banged up, and he got a little bit of time. And this year he's going to be a guy that you rotate in just because you want him getting on the field.
Right.
And we put in some personnel packages where we've got multiple running backs on the field where we're not just kind of adding some wrinkles to the offense, getting some running backs on the field because we are running the ball really well right now, and they looked really good, coming out of the backfield on our little play action passes and bootlegs and stuff like that. So
you guys always do a good job. We're talking about three years of just kind of different bits and pieces and putting it together to create the offense that you have right now. I feel like you guys do a great job of just catering to the athlete that you have and utilizing them to their benefit and yours.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we know, we can run the buck sweep.
Right.
Because we saw Gruber did a really good job, and it was really good for us of seeing all the different fronts that they had. We saw some fronts out of them in the scrimmage that we hadn't seen yet. So, but our kids, I mean, hey, when in doubt, we just run that play because we know we can block it against every front that we see, and we were getting positive yards out of it. They kind of loaded up on it because they kind of know that's what we do.
Right.
But we were still getting. I mean, it was a positive play every time we ran that play.
Well, it's good. You want to see those different fronts so your linemen know as many different fronts when we see them all.
Especially since we got some new faces on the offensive line. They did a really good job of picking those things up. And all the kids really, we watched the film on Monday before we scrimmaged Gruver, and there was lots of little things that we needed to work on, and I felt like everything that we asked them to work on, they did.
Right.
And so, I'm really pleased with how they're responding and coming together as a group overall.
Right.
Because that's the most important thing is they come together as a group and not just a couple guys here and there.
Right.
They're playing really good all together.
You're talking about the linemen and some new faces on the line. It's great to have 4-year starter there, Barrett Meadows at the center, quarterback of the line, really. And helping those guys along.
He knows everybody's job. If there's any question, he can make sure that they know what to do.
That's a great thing to have, not in your back pocket, in the front pocket for sure.
Amen to that.
All right, Coach. Well, appreciate your time today. And next week we'll go in a little more depth. Season starts, kickoff at Highland Park.
Be fun and exciting.
Yeah, next
Here
Friday.
We got some cooler weather too. That'll be nice.
Nice that change. Up. 109 today, so it'll take whatever we can get. All right, Coach. We'll appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in here. Episode 4. I'm Camden Doris here with Coach Matt Hoover here on the 50-yard line.